I'm Scott Lucas. This is EA Worldview. Today, Iran and the American lasers of doom. Earlier this week, the Pentagon called in reporters, including from CNN, to give them an exciting story. A new experimental laser weapon was going to be deployed for the first time on a ship in the Persian Gulf. This laser, reporters were told, would be available if Iran decided, unwisely, to attack the American fleet. It would burn a hole in the small Iranian boats, sending them to the bottom of the Gulf and scuttling the Ayatollah's plans. Not only that, the Pentagon had a video of things that were going boom. A supposed training exercise showed the experimental laser shooting down drones. Now, even though the video was actually a bit sketchy when you got to the bottom of it, the details didn't matter. We had a threat, Iran, we had a new weapon, and we had an explosion. So what's going on here? Well, first of all, there's the propaganda angle. To put it bluntly, the Pentagon needed to thump its chest. It needed to do so not necessarily because of the Iranian threat or a change in that threat. It needed to do so because, rather inconveniently, it's had to pull back some of its military force in the Persian Gulf. Last year, the United States sent a second aircraft carrier off the coast of Iran, just to show a bit of muscle. But because of budget difficulties, the continuing dispute between the President and the Congress, there has been a process where costs have had to be cut, at least temporarily. Thus, one of the aircraft carriers has had to be withdrawn. Well, we can't have the Iranians thinking that, we're backing off or looking weak. So what do? You bring out your laser of doom, and it doesn't matter that you only have one big boat instead of two. But this isn't just a propaganda exercise. There's a serious dimension to it as well. If Israel was to attack Iran, carry out airstrikes on Iran's nuclear facilities, one of the likely Iranian responses would be to send out those small boats, to threaten American military craft, but also civilian shipping, possibly oil tankers. The United States has to show that that threat will not be countenanced, even if it doesn't want an Israeli strike. It has to show that it's prepared for all possibilities. So whether or not this laser actually works, this is a bit of bluster for the benefit of Tehran, just to keep them unsettled. Propaganda advantage, serious threat, but I've got a piece of advice for the Pentagon. The experimental laser is to be deployed aboard an American ship called the USS Ponce. Now, guys, if you're going to look tough, you may want to look up a little bit of British slang. Because my understanding, having lived in this country for just a few years, is that a Ponce is a man who lives off the earnings of women of ill repute. That's right. You just put your experimental laser aboard a pimp ship. Now, if you want to look really tough, let's try to get a boat with a better name. I'm Scott Lucas, and this is EA's Worldview for today.